and now it's Pastor Phil. I recorded that. Did you? I did. I can't believe it. Don't you put that on the
next.
I might.
I might.
Hey, everybody. Pastor. Now it's the only thing I'm thinking about saying. All right, do it again.
All right.
We're too hold on. We're too giggly. We're just too giggly. Okay. Ready?
Give a good pause because it's on. So just give a good pause and go.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this week's Grace Church Friday update. Pastor Matt here. We hope that you have a wonderful weekend planned with your spouse and with your family. And we just want to highlight here at the beginning a few ways that we here at Grace are very, very grateful to the Lord as we look back on this season. And so in two particular ways, we are grateful. The first is we feel the Lord has really prepared us for this season with our live stream capability and with our Grace Church app. And so we want to say thank you for tuning in with us each Sunday at 9:30 to worship and to gather around God's Word together and to sing His praises. We also want to thank you for your use of and participation with the Grace Church app. We've seen our numbers of profiles increase. We have seen so many of you checking in your attendance on Sundays. We have been able to see so many people take their next steps with following Jesus as we've emphasized the Next Step tab that is there. And we are so very grateful for your continued generosity with online and with text giving. And so we just really feel like the Lord has been very kind as over the last year or so we planned both live stream and a Grace Church app. We think they've served us very, very well during this time. We're also very, very grateful to you, especially for two specific ministries that we've asked you to help us be a part of. And this week, we asked you to recognize healthcare workers that you know. And so you have responded, and we are working to recognize and to bless those who are on the front lines, as it were, serving us in that way. And the other has been over the last few weeks, and that is taking care of single moms, those who may be particularly susceptible during a time like this. Thank you, Grace Church members and attenders, for helping us with these ministries. We just want to say again, thank you so much for tuning in with us on Sundays, and we're looking forward to this Sunday as we continue this 6-week series about faith in troubled times. And so we'll see you on Sunday, and also want to encourage you to continue to view and to be a part of what we have going on Wednesday nights, all the way from children all the way up through young adults. And so again, we're grateful to you. I'll turn it over to Pastor Phil, who has just a couple of things for us as well.
Yes, good morning, and it is Friday update time, and you're probably looking at me and saying, Pastor Phil forgot to shave. Well, I actually took a couple of days off this week, normally off on Thursday, and I took off Friday because the weather is beautiful, and it's that time of year for me to get my hands in the dirt. So I've been at home doing what I love to do. I've planted a lot of my tomatoes and had to build extra garden boxes so that Monty could put something in besides tomatoes. But we're excited about the weather and excited about this time of year. Now, like you, I'm very encouraged by our governor and by the prospects that daily life, business life, and church life can at some point in the future get back to normal. We're aware that the 22 counties, including Polk County, are still under some pretty strong restrictions, so we're not changing anything we're doing at the church right now. But I thank you for your emails and for your text to say, Pastor, it looks like they're going to be loosening up. When are we going to start things back up? Well, let me cover a couple of things with you that are very important this morning. One, as your staff and elders, we've already done a lot of things and put a lot of thought into how we will reopen when we do. We've got some more meetings scheduled in the short term here in order to be able to discuss it even more. And we're going to be paying very close attention to the Iowa Department of Health and the information that they provide. We're not just going to willy-nilly say, yippee, throw open the doors and go back to life as normal. That wouldn't be prudent. It wouldn't be wise. And so we're going to be paying attention to those that have information that we have to depend on. Now, the first thing I want to tell you is that when we start back up, we're going to do it in measured steps. It won't be from day one everything we do completely as we always do it. It's going to look different when you come to church. Greeting is going to be different. We got to remember social distancing. There's going to be the availability and even recommendation for sometimes for the wearing of masks. We're going to talk about how and where to sit in the building. We're going to talk about how we're going to space each other, about how many services we need to have in order to reduce the numbers enough to not overcrowd the building. Cleanliness is going to be the new watchword around here. So those are just a few of the things. I won't go into too many details, and let me remind you, we're a pretty large church. It affects a lot of people, and there's a lot of moving parts in our church ministry. On any given Sunday, we deal with hundreds of children and teenagers in our church that meet in smaller rooms. We have to think through a lot of these things and plan for that. And so we do want you to know that live stream and Facebook Live and things like that are going to continue for some time, especially live stream, which will continue always. So you can always tune in that way, and you're not going to be obligated to come back even when we do get to full tilt, still be able to participate. But what I do want to remind you of as I close this morning is we're working on this. We love you very much. We miss being able to see you. From time to time, somebody drives through the parking lot, comes in, drops off a tithe check or something, and I jump up and run out just so that I can say hello to one of the church members. So I'm like you. I'm missing seeing everybody. But let me remind you of this. Psalm 119:68. I read Psalm 119 today. And I want to remind you this about our God. And this is what the psalmist said. He said to God, he said, "You are good and you do good. Teach me your statutes." We have to remember that what God does is for His glory, it's for our good, and He just doesn't make any mistakes. And so God has got all of these things that are happening in our world well under control. It is a big event. It is a big thing going on in our world, but nothing's too big for God. So stay encouraged. We will step things up as the opportunity allows us to do that. But let me just close by saying God bless you. We love you, and have a wonderful day today. Go take a look at those tulips like he said a little bit earlier. Bye-bye.